Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to the early access for Solasta II. As today, with, I guess our primary goal more or less complete, escorting Giemza to her camp and now to other parts unknown, I suppose we just tie up some other loose ends and then head back towards Kaer, since that does seem to be where our journal is currently pointing us. I'm not entirely sure how much more there is to the current alpha build, but I'll be curious. I'll be curious to see. And, you know, as long as we're out here, might as well finish up these last few locations. Especially the one just outside Kaer, the old Sickless building, since that does, in fact, have a quest we kind of ignored on the way out. Let's see what we've got. It is seldom a good thing to see your path blocked, especially when it's a bridge guarded by a surly 12-foot-tall Ettin. As you approach, its left head grunts. "What's the password? Say it or pay up," while tapping a sign with their weapon. The sign displays a toll. The second head adds with a devious grin. "Warriors could swim, heh. You notice there's an alternative way across, but it would involve some pretty nimble footwork and precise jumps across slippery stepping stones. Oh, well, I mean, we do in fact know the password, so I guess we're all set. Briefly puzzled, the two heads look at each other and then laugh uproariously. "Ah ha ha ha! There's no way yous know." "That's right, no one ever told you it's smelly cavooly." "Yeah, nice try, little bones. Ha ha ha!" They laugh at you with victorious glee, so convinced of their winning intellectual superiority. You know what, you got me. I mean, I guess I could just guess, but then I'd probably say something crazy like smelly cavooly, but that couldn't possibly be it, right? The shock of disbelief is as plain as day on both Ettin faces as they ask, "But how? Is yous a warlock?" "Careful, brother. They might curse us." Okay, yous can go, mighty ones. But just this time, right?" Timidly, they stand aside, and you find yourself ready to continue your journey unimpeded. Okay, well, I guess that's a thing that just happened. I will say, though, a bit weird that they don't have the Ettin in the actual scene here, because I assume they must have a model for it, since we also had the option to just fight it instead. Though, given that there was basically zero chance for us to actually fail that check, if you did end up fighting it, it would almost certainly be by deliberate choice. Alright, let's get this one over here off left, then we'll circle back around on the path. Oh, right, the Ettin's still there too. Interesting. So perhaps they'll have something different for us when we come back. That's cute. I like that. I actually ran a similar gag in one of my old campaigns, but it was a troll instead of an Ettin. As thick as the stench of the swamp is, it does not prevent you from hearing the muffled sound of crying amidst the tangled mangroves. You discover a young kobold, curled up on the ground. As you approach, she tries to stifle her sobs as she curls up in a gap in the roots of a mangrove. I mean, could just be bait, but obviously we're going to see what her deal is. "Hey, what's going on?" "Tusa lost, looking for her folks," she explains, visibly frightened. "You seen 'em? Near water. No, east. West. Yes, west of the world, where her great and venerable majesty eats. Her great and venerable majesty, you say? I can't imagine what that might be, considering the book we read earlier. Come on, we'll help you. We'll help you get home. Really? You come with Tusa? Okay. But no other pinky faces. You know what, Tusa, you drive a hard bargain, but agreed, I will not lead any other pinky faces to where her great and venerable majesty eats is. I'm sure she'll be very glad to see us, though. Have us for dinner. So that's gotta be this, I suppose? Though not, I mean, she said not east, she said it's west, so... this has gotta be something else. Yeah, west would actually take us straight back into the mainland. So, like, all the way out near the haunted harbor? An ominous sight above, a wheel drawn in the sky by steady wings, slowly turning, time on their side. Birds of prey looking like they found their next meal, circling above something nearby but out of sight. The target of their attention almost within their grasp. But so could you be, depending on what lies ahead. Also, hey, Tusa. Huh, that's fun. A scuffling and ruffling nearby, things being moved by living creatures. Their low, energetic hissing betrays their nature. Kobolds. But how many? Hard to say. More than a few between the rummaging, the harsh slice-slash and click-snick of metal on bone. All that mixed with the approaching wings of death circling above. It's a miracle you could tell their nature so clearly by sound alone. Tusa, you okay with this? Like, these your guys, or? A few steps more, just around the turn, a group of kobolds scavenging long-deceased adventurers. Quicks! Gather the meatses before the flappy deaths lose patience, hisses the oldest. I mean, Tusa, if you want to intervene, this would probably be the time to do it, because otherwise it seems like we're about to kill your kin. Nothing careful footwork can't take care of. You move around them out of sight while getting closer with each silent breath. Hoo-hoo! Good, good! Yes! More meatses for tonight! And cheeses! Rejoice the kobolds, while sinking their teeth into the least rotten rations found lying around. You are now within striking distance. I mean, I would maybe just walk by, but we are still on the lookout for a missing adventurer. And it did very expressly mention they were looting the corpses of adventurers. So what's your deal? Tusa. Oh, Tusa the Terrible, you say? Well, that's encouraging. Yeah, I think I might have actually been right on the money there about her being bait. Just perhaps slightly more elaborate bait than previously anticipated. Conventionally, that would be, I think, a situation where a crying kobold would lure out a party of adventurers and then the rest of their pack would leap out to ambush them. But in this particular case, I do think that it might be one meant to guide us back to its hungry master. Anyway, let's take him out. Yeah, this is nothing to worry about. Near as I can tell, this is basically the same fight we had earlier, the random encounter with other kobolds, just with a reframed narrative, which I do appreciate. Even if the fight's more or less the same, I like that they still went out of their way to mix it up a bit. Since, ultimately that is what a lot of D&D comes down to, just reframing otherwise often repetitive fights. Though I do still wish that Tusa had interjected. It does feel like there should have been a little reactivity there, even if it was just something like, oh, this isn't Tusa's people. Then again, I suppose it would have been nice to see Jebfa commenting on things as well. She's present in the scenes, but, you know, she never actually says or does anything outside of her own specific plot arc. Which, you know, does really feel like a missed opportunity. I mean, they went so far out of their way to try to make the actual PCs feel more like living and breathing characters, you know, commenting on things, bantering, etc. You'd think they do the same with the named tagalongs. At least the ones that are apt to stick around with you for any significant length of time. And, I mean, Jebfa, obviously, despite my own antics, does seem to be a long-term companion, since we could just ask her to come back out with us. Which I imagine most players would do. Jury's still out on Tuza. Though, I mean, Tuza's so fragile that that one might make me a bit more leery. Jebfa can at least hold her own. She's got 20 plus hit points. Actually, has she always had 20 plus hit points? I feel like she was more fragile when we first got her. Huh. Hold on, let me bring it back around to her. Oh, weird. Wow, this guy must be pretty stacked on AC. Or we have disadvantage. Interesting. I wonder what... Maybe range? Might be just out of range for the throwing daggers, I suppose. Oof, okay. Alright. None of that. Out of here. You two, I see you. You shan't escape this brush with death. Nice. Oh, right, I wanted to,
Arcana, Evo,
I wanted to look at her character, but that's fine, we'll do it later. I got distracted when I exploded. So what's going on here? Why are we getting disadvantage on this guy every round? I am unclear on exactly what is causing that. Also, why are we not done? Who are we missing? Is there someone else in the bushes here? There is. Gosh darn it. All right. All right, buddy. Come on now. Out of there. Silly kobolds. Fun little fight. Obviously no real challenge, but nice to mix it up every once in a while. A little extra loot and XP. I am not, however, seeing any dead adventurers, so yes, that was sheer embellishment, much like last time around. Simple narrative framing around an otherwise pretty straightforward fight. So I guess we're done. On we go. As for Tuza, do we actually have a quest with her? No, nothing tracked, so she might just be like a placeholder for the moment, you know, an event that we can't actually conclude. Yeah, there's a lot of placeholders in the current build, a lot of signs it's obviously unfinished. But it's fine, we came into this knowing it was unfinished. As you approach a small clearing in the forest, you hear odd noises, but can't really tell if they are natural or not. Enter the location. Kobolds, perhaps? Though, again, this would not be west of where we found Tuza. This would actually be south. Also not near water. Well, the river, I guess. But let's have a peek around. Also, let's get some lights up. Feels kind of dark. I want to say we came in during the day, but it could just be a naturally dark location. Would make sense if it's particularly heavy woods. Or perhaps haunted, since we do seem to be spying an awful lot of cairns. I mean, I'm assuming that's what these are. Slightly disconcerting, but we're certainly not going to spiral out. And we've got enemies on the east side of the map. Sand lions. Okay, well, I guess that explains that. Also, what I'm going to guess are signs of a ransacked caravan. And a container up top, so let's get a look at that. Oh, yep, corpse plus a mysterious glowing... I mean, you're calling that a chest, but that looks an awful lot like a sarcophagus. Let's see what we've got.
Something's hidden here.
Mm-hmm. Not the safest approach. Definite room for improvement. Failed check. Only on Dumnani, so I'm going to guess that's up top. And a note. What have we here? Hey everyone, I've hidden that weird-shaped stone at the back of the caravan. It's in my bag. I have a bad feeling about those sickless ruins. We need to strike camp as soon as possible. I'm just going to carry out one last check on that sickless chest. If I don't return, leave for Caer Treffia immediately. Well, I mean... we saw how that ended up. Apparently they were eaten by sand lions while waiting. But you know what? They might have actually followed your advice to leave if you had given them the note, instead of keeping it on your person, which does feel like a weird thing to do, but it's fine. We do now have at least some context about who these people were and what they were doing.
Oh, I'm such an idiot.
We need the stone from the chest, which means fighting the sand lions, and then I imagine we have a second fight once we actually crack that thing open. It's not like this guy just ganked himself. I mean, why else would they have a bunch of obvious grave markers if they weren't going to hit us with undead? Oh, shoot. Stop.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Sure do miss having a tactical pause button. For exactly that sort of reason. All right. Let's catch him lying down. Though, let's toss up some buffs first. You know what? That's fair. That's entirely fair. Yes, I suppose that spell does have a verbal component, which they would potentially hear. Touche, Solasta II. That's just something I'm used to most D&D games ignoring. Let's do it to it. So 3 young, 1 adult. That's not awful. +4 to hit, not a huge deal. Though I do see poison mentioned in the bite.
Arcana, Evo.
Wait, no, actually, go for the... Yeah, go for that one.
Malmis!
Nice. Oh, shoot, we've got another. Alright, noted. Noted. So 2 and 4. Let's trim that down. Two and 3. Oh, okay. So mass hit point buffer. Mildly annoying, but certainly not insurmountable.
Nayorka, Evo.
Also, yeah, now we can actually see. Jeppa did, in fact, get stronger since our first outing. Completing her quest basically leveled her up. That's actually pretty cool.
Nayorka, Evo. Malmis!
That does make me wonder if we'll perhaps see something similar with Tuza. Though Though it's hard to say exactly what class she's supposed to be. We didn't see any sneak attacks or anything during the kobold fight, so... Maybe just a straightforward fighter? Though she doesn't have any fighter abilities either, so I don't know. Honestly, might just have no class at all. Hey, nice. Finish off the big one. Oh, resistant. Okay, noted. Resistant to slashing. Yeah, that's the thing about sand lions. Lot of grit. So magic on the adults.
Arcana, Evo. Malmis!
Nice. And let's wrap this up. One left. What are you gonna do now? There's no one left to buff.
Nayorka, Evo.
Here, gritty kitty. Not you, Kaiser. Get out of here. Oh yeah? Two can play at that game.
Arcana, Evo, Malmis!
Oof. Yeah, that resistance really pads things out. Thank goodness it's only the full-growns. But we're good. Death by 1,000 cuts.
Nayorka, Evo, Malmis!
Oh, well, hold on now. Okay, let's not... Oh, okay, right. Oh, gosh.
You've seen worse.
Yeah, you're fine. That's fine. Anyone? Braun? There we go. Oh, goodness. Not gonna lie, that, what was that, a pounce? That pounce maneuver definitely caught me off guard. That could have been bad, especially if it had decided to go after Tuza instead of Jebfa. But we pulled through, and now we have invaluable experience fighting sand lions. Now we know exactly what they can, in fact, do. Not much in the way of loot drops. Bit of a shame, but I suppose not a huge deal. I imagine our real prize is in one of these wagons. Oh, yep, right there. There's our stone. Obviously, what we need to crack open that chest over yonder. Anything else? No, I think we're clear. Which certainly does imply the chest is our actual reward. But given how much open space there is around it and the ominous scenery, I'm gonna guess it's not unguarded, so let's go ahead and get some rest. We'll top off before we go in. Also, make sure we're at dawn for optimal light. Oh, okay. No, it's just a naturally dark location. Fair enough. Let's have a look. We've already cleared the trap, so should be safe to approach. But once we crack it open, I imagine we've got undead coming from either side. Something definitely killed this guy, and I don't get the impression it was sand lions.
Arcana. Veribe.
You know what? Let's go ahead and buff up Tuza, too. Just in case.
Arcana. Abio. Clive.
And here we go. Oh no! Who could have possibly seen this coming? Oh boy, okay, but I will say I was not expecting specters. I was really kind of hoping for more conventional undead. Though on the bright side, I suppose it's nothing we haven't encountered before. It is at least a familiar threat. Resistant to all physical. So once again, magic. Magic is the way to go. 3 in total. Including this one, the Grief of Farsight. Significantly tougher than the other two. Just start whittling. Yeah, I mean, they may be resistant, but with only 3, we should be able to brute force.
Nayoka, Evo, Malmis!
Oh, for goodness sake, are we really doing this again? Alright, okay, that's fine. Finish this one off. Thank you, Rob's foot. And start whittling down the big guy. If he's gonna do that every round, We should probably cut that short if we can.
Damn it.
That'll be for the casters, I think. Brawn on point. Dumnanian back. Shields on both sides. Rousing shout. Okay, we'll take it. 4 damage plus Vex. Certainly nothing to sneeze at. Oh, for goodness sake, really? So the ads can do that too. Alright, okay, we're just in this for the long haul then. We'll hunker down, turtle formation, kill them as they come.
Arcana, Evo, Malmis!
We bring light in darkness.
Awkward grid placement. I feel like Norva's in the wrong alignment. She's like straddling the line between grid spaces and taking up multiple spots. Because she's the one who opened the coffin, which put her out of alignment with the grid. Obviously not intended. Okay, there we go. She snapped back.
Neyorka, Evo, Malmis!
Oh, good grief. Uh-oh. Okay, well this time he didn't come all the way back, so I'm not sure we can actually target him now. So I suppose we'll focus down these two. Wait for him to pop his head back out. These three. Sure, why not? I mean, look, as long as you're doing that, you're not attacking. I guess I can live with that.
Arcana, Evo,
Yeah.
Malmis!
I mean, honestly, I'm not too fussed about it. We're not actually in all that much danger just yet. A lot of targets on the field, but they feel like they're pretty tame, relatively speaking. Gotta remember, we've got that explosive pearl on tap. Fall back. Not sure that's actually much safer, but, you know, it might help. nuke the flankers.
Nayorka, Evo. Malnis!
Nice. Resistant, but still got it done. Another joins the fray. Oh. Out of ads. I'll take that as a yes. Oh, goodness. All right, well, you know what? I kind of preferred when you were, in fact, just pulling in more ads, because I could have lived without that. Wow, on Tuza, too. That's rough. I think we're good, though. Doomnani can finish it off now that it's back in line of sight. No grief.
Arcana, Evo. Arcana, Evo. Malmis!
Big guy's out. Which just leaves these. Ooh, goodness. Yeah, that's actually extra rough because it goes straight through our false life. Hopefully cleared by a short or long rest. But yeah, we're good now that they're all stuck on Brawn. They could wail on him for days and still not take him down.
Nayorka, Evo. Malnis!
Ow. Okay, maybe not days. But we're still good.
Arcana, Evo. Malmis! Malmis!
Lovely. Yeah, again, never in, like, I think, serious trouble, but definitely a slightly tougher or more insidiously dangerous fight than anticipated. Though, you know, honestly, even with all the resistance and the reinforcements, that was still a pretty quick fight. Like, 10 minutes? That's our third fight in a 40-minute episode. So, you know, I feel like the overall pacing might be just about right. All right, what's our prize? Now that is what I'm talking about. Modest amount of coins, some sort of healing potion, explosive pearls, magic sword, and exquisite ring. Oh, but what about the griefer himself? What have you got? Really, guys? Come on. walk. Okay, over here. Guys? Hello? Thank you. Slight hiccup with the pathfinding there. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Definitely worth our time. Exquisite amulet and another exquisite ring. Plus a small diamond. Sure, why not? All right. Nicely done, guys. That was honestly an even better haul, I think, than we got back at the Basilisk nest. No secret context to glean this time, though, since this wasn't actually a marked quest, so they didn't have any lore hidden in our journal, like they did with the last two optional locations. Still have those negatives. Might need a full long rest. And let's have a look. Exquisite amulet. Actually, an unsettling amulet. Gain proficiency in intimidation and deception. Part of a set crafted by an enchanter who believes in capitalism. You know, slightly disappointing, but sure, we'll take it. Exquisite ring. Actually, a ring of resistance necrotic. A bit late to get that now, but we'll certainly take it. Better late than never. Also a Ring of the Wary. Proficiency in perception and insight. Which we don't really need. I feel like we've already got everyone trained in that, but sure, I guess. And the sword. +1 greatsword. Sadly not super useful to us, considering our loadouts, but we'll certainly take it. Though I've got to say, you know, that was really kind of a letdown. +1 greatsword, you know, very situational. Ring of Resistance, genuinely useful. The skill items, though, I'm kind of on the fence with, because, like, on the one hand, I do like them mixing things up a bit, giving us more low-power items to fill out the loot caches with early on. But skill proficiencies, I mean, generally speaking, any well-balanced party is going to have all their bases covered on that stuff. I'd maybe be a bit more excited if they gave an additional bonus on top of standard proficiency, perhaps, or upgraded it to expertise. As it stands, I'm not even sure we have use for this stuff. But I will check. That said, we'll hit the pause button for now, we'll take care of the usual off-screen bookkeeping, and we'll pick up here next time, as we make our way back towards Kaer Mar. See you then. Oh, and special thanks to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, including but not limited to ErieB23, Revenant, Alois, Bowman, Dragon Matrix 7, Drakiith, EgonAlter, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, James Trimmier, Lady Shayna, Mark Giemza, RandomPassrby, RobbyB, Triphoppenskip, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, if you'd also like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things. Trust me, it does make a difference. Or you could even check out the PayPal, the Patreon, the Nexus GG, or the YouTube memberships. Links are in the description.
Something's hidden here. Oh, I'm such an idiot.